She is so happy. Got her off leash running around. Just gotta watch for her to poop so I can pick it up. So this is a very strange video for me to be making. Because one, I have not voted since 2012, since Ron Paul. Because no one has ever, in my opinion, earned my vote. And that's still the case, honestly. I'm not, I don't have a party affiliation. I don't trust any of these people. And even though I loathe Donald Trump, and I hate to admit this, but I think I am gonna vote for him in this election. And I want you to watch this ad really quick, because this is kind of what changed my mind. So watch this ad.
The final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
So a pretty compelling message in that ad, and one that I can 100% get behind. Now, I want to preface this by saying I do not trust Donald Trump. He made promises going into the office, and some of them he kept, but the biggest one, drain the swamp, he did not. And as a matter of fact, he just brought more scum into the swamp. He didn't even clean off the top layer of the swamp. He surrounded himself with even worse swamp creatures, you know, John Bolton and people like that. He surrounded himself with. Didn't get rid of them. So I don't trust him. But here's the thing. Some of the promises he made, he kept. He did some of the things he said he was going to do. The border was more secure than it has been in history. And I'm saying recent history. I don't know, you know, how far back we've had to manage the border, but it was the most secure. And J.J. Carroll, a guy that we've had on Redacted several times, has said that the amount of people coming across the border was the lowest it's ever been, and it was under control. And, you know, the economy was better. Gas prices were way lower. And those are a couple things that are important. Now, a lot of people are like, he didn't start any new wars. You know, I don't know. He did assassinate a general, which could have taken us into a war if they would have responded to it. So on that one, I just don't know. I know that Trump is very pro-Israel. I don't feel like he'll do anything. I think he believes the October 7th narrative. I think he believes that. I think he believes that Hamas is a real terrorist organization and not created by the US and Israel, which it was. So basically when you hear Hamas, that's Israel, that's the US. I don't think Trump believes that. I think he is pro-Israel, so I don't think that'll change. But this right here is why I've decided that I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump. Because yes, he didn't do a lot of what he said. He really didn't. But one, the establishment obviously does not want him in there. They are doing everything they can, even pulling out this, you know, these charges in New York, making him a convicted felon, tells me that they do not want him in there. For some reason, they do not want him in there, which makes me believe that we do. Number one. Number two, he didn't keep a lot of promises the last time, but he did keep some. And on that list in that video that he states If he only kept 2 or 3 of those promises from that video, it would change this country. And I hope that he goes after the Bidens, the Clintons, pizza, stay over here, the Obamas. Like, I hope he goes after them with a vengeance. Do I think he will? No idea. But pizza, come on, let's go back this way. I don't know. I know that they have rattlesnakes out here, and I don't trust you to not walk up and sniff one. Come on, let's go back this way. This is beautiful up here. You guys can see that. This is nice rocky ridge. Pizza enjoying the off-leashness. But again, even if it was just a small number of those promises, it's worth it. And another reason, I believe that he has overwhelming support, which means I already know for a fact, myself personally, I already know for a fact that the 2020 election was stolen. I know that for a fact. There is plenty of data to back that up. There is one single video that you can watch, and I'll link it in the description. It's on my X profile. I'll link it in the description. Make sure you go watch that. It is enough evidence for you to see that it was stolen. You know, you don't have to pay attention to 2,000 mules or anything like that, because I know that's controversial. A lot of people have shown that a lot of that data was not accurate. So, you know, you don't even have to go by that. You can just look at the data anomalies that were in there, and it's enough that we would have a different president if things were different. So, you know, judges wouldn't hear the cases, all that. And again, this is not, I am not a Trump fan. I am not like this MAGA person, conspiracy theorist saying this election was stolen. I'm basing this 100% on data. I don't care if I like a person. I don't care what the issue is. If facts show something, I'm going to defend it. I will defend Democrats. I will defend Republicans. I will defend independents. I will defend anyone who is telling the truth and somehow got caught up in some sort of lie from the establishment. You know, because if you think about it for 1 second, just 1 second. When was the last time that you remember in your lifetime that the government actually did anything for the people and told the truth? Name one. Which is my whole reasoning for even accepting the moon landing. I don't believe we were on the moon. Like, why would they tell the truth about that? And how come all of a sudden we can't recreate the technology they had then? We couldn't do it today. All the technology that they used was just magically destroyed. Why? Like, they said it had to be destroyed or whatever. It's like, come on. It's like they think we're idiots. We're not idiots. So the JFK assassination, like, wherever you fall on that, it's like impossible for it to happen the way that it happened. 9/11, impossible for it to happen the way that they said it happened. You know, Ukraine, we talk about that all the time on Redacted. All of these things, when was the last time you remember or you can back up that they've told us the truth? So the fact that the establishment is fighting that hard, that they are even pulling out court cases and things and going back in the past and just trying their damnedest to keep Donald Trump out of that office, well, I think I'm gonna help. But anyway, what I was getting at with the lying part is, what makes us think they tell the truth about the elections? I've personally seen election interference, personally, live, in person, at the 2012 RNC convention, when Ron Paul was to be nominated from the floor, and he had all the delegates. We had everything in place that we needed. Ron Paul was going to be nominated from the floor, and he would have been the 2012 presidential candidate. Easy peasy. But then they changed the rules on the spot, and there's even a scene of John Boehner reading the teleprompter when they changed the rules.
The following resolution, and I ask for its immediate consideration. Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution and ask for its immediate consideration. Resolved that the rules as printed and distributed be adopted as the rules for the election and the governing of the Republican National Committee, the rules under which delegates and alternate delegates shall be elected, selected, and allocated, and the rules which serve as the rules of the Republican National Convention. These rules incorporate the changes adopted by the Convention Committee on Rules and Order of Business at our meeting today. Substitute language for Rule 1682 that has been adopted by the committee has been separately distributed and is part of this report. Before I move for adoption, I would like to thank my co-chairman, Edie Nicholson from Utah, and Vice Chairman Louis Pope from Maryland for their service on the committee. I certainly have been honored to have served as chairman of this committee and to present these rules for adoption. Mr. Chairman, I move adoption of the rules of the Republican Party. The resolution. These rules will provide a strong governing framework for our convention and for our party. Thank you.
Thank you. Without objection, the witness question is ordered. The question is on the adoption of the resolution. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
The nays were obviously louder, saying no, they didn't want to change the rule. But they said the ayes had it. They changed the rule, and Romney got the nomination. Ron was not allowed to be nominated from the floor. So we're fighting two private parties. Democrats and Republicans are private parties. They are not our parties. They can do whatever they want. The debates are private, meaning they can let anyone on or off the stage that they want. And last election cycle, when Tulsi Gabbard qualified to be on the debate stage, they raised the percentage. Said, nope, sorry, now you need, like I think she was polling at 10, 11%, maybe 12, and they raised it to 15 because they can do whatever they want because it's private. We have no say in it whatsoever. We don't get to hear all the candidates, even if there are independents, or you'll never hear RFK on a debate stage. The last time they did that was Ross Perot. And he got 19% of the vote. He almost won the election. And that was the last time they really allowed it. Now they have had things where, like, Gary Johnson was on the stage a couple times, the Libertarian candidate. I can't remember the last time a Green Party was on there. I know that Ralph Nader tried to be on a debate stage and was kicked out of the location because they don't want you to hear things that make sense. They don't want you to hear somebody that actually makes sense and would do a good job and actually work for the people in the presidency, in the Senate, in the Congress. They don't want that because that takes away their money train. So I have personally seen that, and that's why I generally won't vote, and I do believe that the voting system is a complete sham. But the reason I'm partaking this time and voting for Trump is literally because I feel like if we can overwhelm the system enough that there's going to be no way they can say that he didn't win. I want to see that happen. I want him to be like, it's so overwhelming. Because if Donald Trump, he got 76 million, I think, last time. Let's say he gets 100 million. And then they try to say that Biden got 150 million. No fucking way. There's no fucking way he got 80 million the last time. no fucking way more people voted for Biden than Obama. There's no way. Sleepy Joe, you look at his events right now, he's not even getting 200 people in there. Trump is packing stadiums. So it's the same thing with Ron Paul. Ron Paul was packing stadiums. Romney was lucky to have 100 people at his rallies. Santorum, all those people, they were lucky to have 50 to 100 people. Ron Paul, football stadiums. Yet he had no support. The media was always downplaying his support, saying it was all stoners and people who, you know, like they're doing now, like MAGA. You fucking piece of shit MAGA people. You're not gonna see a Trump bumper sticker on my car. Like, I'm using my protest vote as a protest vote, but to protest in a way that I want to overwhelm the system if we can. So, curious, do you agree with my position? I know a lot of you are gonna be like, yes, yes. But some of you are gonna be like, well, you just went back on what you just said the day before. I just said the day before in my video, I would not be voting. But after that ad, and after listening to several people and actually looking into what Trump actually accomplished, he accomplished some of his promises. And again, just 2 or 3 of the promises he made in that video, and this country has changed for the better. So I guess you're looking at a Trump supporter. Do not send me a hat. Do not send me any merch, nothing. I will not wear it. I will not wear any Trump support stuff. I'm not that into it. I'm using my protest vote. I still don't believe in the system, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it. So, all right, thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. I'm gonna spend the rest of my time playing with Pizza because she is loving it out here, and I don't blame her. And we're out here kind of early. It's about 11:30, I think. Let me look and see for sure if I can find my phone. There it is. It is 11:15, so still nice and cool. It's not too hot. It does get really freaking hot out here. The sun is so much hotter, and my only thinking is it's because we're so much higher that we're closer to the sun. I don't know, but like in Washington, the sun does not, like at this temperature, the sun does not feel this hot. But this is freaking hot. So I'm loving it, but it's hot. But I got a lot of work to do today. I gotta take studio stuff down into the studio and start getting everything unpacked and ready to go. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions or anything you want to have a conversation about in my videos and my vlogs, let me know in the comments. Would be love to start that conversation. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Say goodbye, Pizza. Pizza. Pizza.